Good evening, everyone. Welcome to social class today. So, in the previous class, we discussed about regarding causes of world wars, consequences of world wars, long-term factors of world wars. Okay, and about Russian Revolution also we discussed, right? So today in the class, we are going to discuss about the Great Depression. First of all, so what is depression mean? It is an economical crisis during the World War. Actually, the World War II began in the year 1939 to 45. So during this time, so many countries fallen down their economical loss for the countries. So this type of economic crisis faced by almost all the countries in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Latin American countries, except Russia. As I told you in the previous class, Russia follows planned economic development with 5-year plans. So which is started by Stalin in the year 1928. So with this 5-year plans, Russia overcome this economical crisis. But it was impossible to rest of the countries, which countries followed capitalism, isn't it? So let us moving on. So what is the Great Depression? Okay, how it was overcome by the European nations, right? So during this time, so demand decline and falling prices. What happens? Demand decline and the falling prices. First of all, what is demand? Yes. So there is a demand for the goods in the market. Then the consumers has to purchase the goods in the market with the proper price it is. Right? For example, so there is a pen example. The cost of the pen is 10 rupees. If I have 10 rupees in my pocket, I can purchase the pen. So there is a demand for the pen, isn't it? If there is no 10 rupees, if I have only 5 rupees, can I purchase the pen? It's impossible. So this is nothing but demand decline. No demand for the goods in the market. No people demand goods in the market because no employment at that time. No employment. Why? Because all the factories in European nations shut down completely. The factories can run the production if there is a demand for the goods in the market. The people hasn't been purchasing goods now. So how the factories has been running their production, how the supply has to be moving to the markets, isn't it? So this is the reason all the factories shut down and the people who worked in the factories become unemployed. The people who were unemployed so unable to purchase the goods because lack of purchasing power. Lack of purchasing power. It's been the people who doesn't have money, the people who doesn't have any work, they're unable to purchase the goods in the markets. This type of economic crisis faced by many countries in the world from the year 1939 to 1929 to 1939, 10 years. The world under this economic crisis, 10 years continuously. When the World War II started till then, so there was economic crisis which was going on. Clear? So Russia only the country in the world to overcome this depression because so there was a planned economic development, right? And the country follows socialistic ideas. In the year 1917, Russia follows socialism, That country succeeded socialistic country. It was succeeded by the Russian Revolution in the year 1917. Okay, and it was the first country in the world follows socialistic ideas in the world. Then after the rest of the countries like China or India or Vietnam follows the same ideology, the same path of Russia. The countries which follow the socialistic ideas doesn't affect this economical crisis, doesn't affect it. But the countries which affected this economic crisis, which countries followed capitalistic ideas and the capitalist economy. This type of crisis which was started in America in the year 1929. The stock exchange of America fallen down for the first time, and the American market which linked up with the European markets. meaning there is a trade between the countries happens. When the American stock exchange is fallen down, then the rest of the countries which also connected with that country look fallen down rapidly, isn't it? So see, so due to this economical depression, first of all, 25% of American people unemployed, and 33% of people who become unemployed of European nations who those who are connecting with the American markets. So there is an interlinking in between the markets of America and European nations. But the countries which follow socialistic ideas doesn't connect with the capitalistic countries, doesn't connect with the American markets or European markets. Best example, as I told you just now, Russia overcome this depression. Russia overcome this economic crisis because of this country follows socialistic ideas where the welfare would be. And all the resources under the control of Russian government, that government can spend for the welfare of the people. It happens. And Russia also follows the planned economic development with 5-year plans. This is the reason the socialist countries overcome the depression, not affected, but the capitalist economic countries only affected by this depression. Best example, America and European nations are. European nations, right? So this is the reason that 25% of American employees, American people become unemployed, and 33% of other European nations become unemployed. Yes, if the unemployment raised in those countries, how the people has been purchasing goods in the market? Are they able to purchase the goods in the market? If they become unemployed, okay, are they getting when salaries every month? It's impossible. So due to lack of production, due to shut down all the factories, that the people become unemployed, they were stayed at home, and what the money with them, that money enough to purchase the goods in the market, not enough. So during this time, demand decline and fall in prices. Decline demand. Okay, there are the goods in the market, but nobody are coming to purchasing them. Nobody are coming. Why? Because they hadn't the money now. They hadn't the money. If the people had the money, they have to purchase the goods in the market. So this type of economic process, which is a burning topic in European countries, along with American countries also. So there was a discussion between the political leadership and as well as economists. So one of the famous economists is named as J.M. Keynes. J.M. Keynes. So who was J.M. Keynes? He was a famous economist, right now. Then who follows Marxist ideas? Marxism it is. He was a Marxist economist. He suggested that to overcome this economic crisis, first of all, the government of that particular country feel responsible. You know, during this time, in all the countries, factories shut down. Okay, who are going to open the factories? The government is going to open the factories only. It's been the government has to spend money on the factories to reopen them. The government only sending the funds to them to reopen the factories. The financial institutions, whatever there in those countries, has to give loan for them. And the factory management get the loan from the government. And the factory management get the support from the government. Obviously, what happens? The factory should be opened or not. Factories opens. When the factories opens, automatically the production starts. Okay, and the people who were employees in the factories getting the wages every month. This way, the people get the purchasing power to purchase the goods in the market, isn't it? Due to lack of purchasing power, there were no demand for the goods in the market. If the people get the purchasing power, they can able to purchase the goods in the market. So this is the way of overcome the economical depression. Overcome it is. How it is possible? When James Keynes asked the governments to fund on the factories, okay, to reopening them. Obviously, then the cycle will be start now. The production starts obviously. Okay, then the people who become employees in the factory, Okay, in the previous who become unemployed, right? And then they are getting the wages every month. With that wages, they have to purchase the goods in the market. The cyclical effect which was seen in the European countries from 1929 to 1939. So because of his ideology, the countries which are overcome this economical crisis. So during this time, America has taken many steps to overcome the depression. So during this time, F.D. Roosevelt, he was the president of America. Then he introduced New Deal policy. It's very important for examination. What policy introduced by F.D. Roosevelt? First of all, who is F.D. Roosevelt? F.D. Roosevelt, he was the president of America who introduced New Deal policy. New Deal. So let you understand what is New Deal policy, what policy suggested. So this policy which is suggested for the people who were under crisis, okay, who were the victims of depression, isn't it? The people who become unemployed, so they were the victims of depression. No, to satisfying them, the American president introduced a new kind of policy. This policy named as New Deal policy, right? So this policy suggested 3 R's for the victims of depression. So let you know what are 3 R's. 3 R's, right? First R means relief. Relief to the victims. Relief to the victims. Who were the victims? Who faced this economic crisis? They were the victims. Who become the unemployed? They were the victims, isn't it? For the victims, for the unemployed, yes, F.D. Roosevelt introduced this 3 R's in New Deal policy. First of all, relief to the victims. Okay. Next, second R, reform the financial institutions. Reform the finance institutions. So most of the finance institutions like banks under the control of government only it is, isn't it? So the government asks the banks, all the finance institutions to spend on the factories to reopening them, isn't it? Without funds, without loan, no factory open. So the government has to spend. The government has to ask the finance institutions to reopen the factories by funding on them. Okay, this is the second R. Reform the financial institutions. And third R, economical recovery. Economical recovery. See here, what is who recovered? The victims of depression only recovered. Right now, how they recovered? Then the government has to be giving pensions for them. It is, for example, economical doles. Who become the unemployed? Then the government has to give doles of economic for them, isn't it? And giving the aged pensions for the people, who are aged one. And the government has to introduce some health policies to taking care of them. So this type of economical steps has taken by the American government in this policy only. So the question is that who introduced New Deal policy? F.D. Roosevelt. He was an American president at the time of the Great Depression. Right now, as he was introduced New Deal policy, which suggests to 3 R's. What are they? Relief to the victims, reform the financial institutions, and economical recovery. See what the steps has followed by America during this economic crisis. Then the rest of the countries also followed. Even Germany follows, Italy followed. All these countries follow the same steps to satisfy the victims of the Great Depression. Is it clear? So next, so let us understand how Germany faced this economical crisis. See, during 1929 to 1939, Germany also one of the nations faced this economical crisis. Germany. See, 1929, no proper leader be in Germany. Okay, no one taking care of the people of Germany. It is. Then all the factories shut down, and Germany faced terms and conditions of Treaty of Versailles also. As we discussed in the previous classes, the victored powers impose some terms and conditions, isn't it? And the victor powers asked penalty from the Germany, like territorial penalties and the military cuts we discussed, isn't it? So this way, the German was humiliated and German become weak in economically. Okay, during this time, the Germany introduced or mint currency to pay the war indemnities, to pay the war penalty. Okay, mint currency it is. So as much as money was mint by German government to pay these penalties, to pay the war indemnities. This way, the country faced economical inflation. Economic inflation is to differ than economic depression. Both of them economic process, but inflation is to differ than depression. Inflation means the people had lot of money, but there were no goods in the markets. You know, there is a desire in Germany itself. The people carry the pot of money for purchasing a loaf of bread. My dear students, listen to me. The people carry the cart of money, one bundle of money they carried for purchasing a small piece of bread. Because of there is a lot of money with the people. Because the German government mint lot of currency it is. So this is the reason the Germany faced economic crisis for the first time, and in that from 1929 to 1932. Later on, the government, that country also faced economic depression. Right now. So during the same time, Hitler came to power, and Hitler promised all the unemployed in Germany to provide work for them, to assist work for them. Right now. See, due to unemployment, the people of Germany wear placards around their necks, willing to do any work. Then the placards around the neck conveys that willing to do any work. Actually, as they were employees in popular factories, but due to factories closed down, they become unemployed for gaining money. Then they were ready to do any work. So for getting employment, they wear placards around their necks. The placards conveys that willing to do any work it is. And the employment exchanges in Germany were busy. There was a longer queue. There the employment exchanges are. That exchange has to provide employment for the unemployed. Isn't it? Also busy there it is. So this type of crisis faced by Germany, after 1932 it is. But when Hitler came to power, then he promised to all Germans to employment again it is, to provide employment for the people, to overcome the depression. You know, Hitler was a great orator. As he was, his speeches, his words, the people of Germany turned towards to him. But the Hitler right now expected power as a chancellor in Germany. Okay, if Hitler became a chancellor, obviously he has to set up a government, and that government has to take the steps towards to overcome this economical crisis what the people faced, isn't it? So this way, in the year of 1932, for the first time, Nazi party. As a Nazi party was the party of Hitler. He was the leader of Nazi party. Okay. So Nazi party main intention was to set up a dictatorial government, like monarchism it was, not a democratic government. You know, in Germany, Italy, and some other European countries followed dictatorship of government. Dictatorship of government in the sense of only single party should be in the country, only single leader. The leader had all the powers, and no parliament should be. If the parliament is there, the parliament is sidelined. In general, in every democratic country, parliament is supreme, you know, because the parliament which consists of elected representatives, that parliament, as it was supreme, has been making the laws for the sake of people. but it doesn't seem in the dictatorial countries like Italy and Germany. Italy and Germany. Okay, so the people who were dissatisfied about his ideology later on, then he himself shooted and died. First of all, we'll discuss about what is Nazism, what is Nazi party, how Hitler came to power. Actually, Nazi party was one of the political party who established by Hitler. Right now, according to Nazi ideologies, one leader should be one political party only. And this political party which is against democracy, against socialism, against any trade unions also. It's been no other opposition leaders, no other trade unions did not questioning against the leaders. The leader only supreme. The leader only has been taking all the decisions for the sake of people. So this way, the Nazi party rules and regulations introduced. In the beginning, the people of Germany attracted to Hitler by his speeches, his orations, because he promised to provide employment for all the people who were under economical crisis, who lost their employment. Right? In the year 1932 elections, Nazi party for the first time contested. This party secured 36% of vote cast from the people. As it was the single largest party in Germany, secured highest number of seats in the parliament and also vote cast. Because in the beginning, he promised to all the people to provide employment, to overcome the depression, and also set up industries and making Germany as a agriculturally prosperous country also. So with his orations, with his demands, then the people attracted and given much support to Hitler in 1932 elections. So this is the party which gets 36% of vote cast and a large number of seats achieved. In the year 1933, on 3rd March 1933, Hitler passed Ennobling Act. Ennobling. So let you understand what is Ennobling Act. Hitler passed the famous act on 3rd March 1933 and he himself announced as a dictator. He himself announced. Till then, he was not announced as a dictator. But on 3rd March 1933, he himself passed. He made the parliament to pass an act is called Ennobling Act. Do you know the parliament of Germany called as Reichstag? So this is important. Okay, Reichstag. Parliament of Germany called Reichstag. The parliament of Russia, Duma. Russian parliament is called Duma. And the parliament of Japan is called Diet. Japan. So my dear students, you'll expect a bit from these parliaments. What is the parliament of Germany, Russia, and Japan asking? Right? See, the parliament of Germany called as Reichstag. Okay. Then the parliament of Russia called as Duma, and Japan parliament is called for Diet. Okay, Diet is the parliament of Japan. Okay. See, in this Reichstag, most of the people who got a majority, okay, who were Nazi party leaders, Nazi party members in this, supported to Hitler for announcement of what an Ennobling Act. Actually, Ennobling Act was not passed by the parliament, but passed by he himself only. Whoever his followers, okay, he himself followed this Ennobling Act. So this Ennobling Act not at all accepted by the people, because this, according to this act, he established dictatorship of government and he made as unquestioned leader. Unquestioned leader. It is very quite against to democratic government. In a democratic government, the people were the supreme. The people had a right to questioning the government. But in dictatorial governments like in Germany or Italy, no people had any right to questioning the government, because he himself passed an Ennobling Act. According to this act, no people of Germany hadn't any right to questioning Hitler and his party, his members. Okay, so this is the worst act which is posed by Hitler, but later on the people followed because the people only given power to him now. The people only welcomed Hitler to come to power now because of his promises only. Before elections, he promised to overcome unemployment too. Before elections, he promised to set up industries in various cities. Before elections, so he promised to prosper in agriculture. Okay, his demands, his promises, only the people voted him to come to power. But what really happens when he came to power, that he all avoided and just he was concentrated on his power and his rules and regulations only. Okay, see in Germany, non-Germans also have been living like non-Germans like gypsies, Polish civilians are it is. Polish mean the people of Poland called as Polish civilians. Right now, next Jews, who belongs to Palestine, Israel, Jews. So they were the minority communities in Germany. That minority people were threatened by Hitler, who were against him. Okay, and who questioned him, then they sent to concentration camps to punishing them. You know, he opened gassing chambers. What mom? Gassing chambers in Auschwitz. Auschwitz. So Auschwitz, one of the region in Germany where he opened gassing chambers. So these gassing chambers for punishing the people who against him, who against Hitler only punished over there it is. But who were against Hitler? The Jews against Hitler and the non-Germans, okay, most of them against Hitler. The minority communities who were being Germany were the against Hitler. So all of them who questioned Hitler, they were sent to concentration camps like Auschwitz and gassing on them and killed. Gassing on them and killed. So this type of punishment given by Hitler for people who opposed him it is, who opposed his ideologies only, isn't it? So this way, the Elaborate Act which had given more powers to Hitler, more powers to Hitler. So later on, the people opposed, but nothing, because already he was in the power. As he was in the power, as he was the leader, what he has to do, he can, isn't it? So this is the reason. Then the people who were against you, and when the World War II started in 1939, then to 45 during this time, Germany played a vital role. Okay, now, till 1942 it is. But in 1942, he himself shooted and died. So no one assassinated. He himself shooted and died because he was realized that he analyzed himself how he ruled Germany it is, how he killed the non-Germans in Germany it is. He was analyzed that he himself shooted and died in the year 1942. Then after the Germany as the country, it was surrendered to Allied powers. Okay, my dears. So just have to remember what were the Allied powers and Axis powers are. So can you say what are Allied powers and Axis powers? Allied powers who were victorious in the world wars. Axis powers are who were the losers. So once again I reminding you that Britain, France, USA and USSR, four together called as Allied powers who were victorious in the World War 1 and 2. But who were the losers in the World Wars? Axis powers, Germany, Italy and Japan. Okay. In 1942, Germany surrendered, Italy surrendered, but not Japan. As it was, continued the war till 1945. Do you know America bombed on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 in the month of August 6th and 9th. Two bombs exploded on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and two cities blasted by this nuclear bomb. So this way, in 1945 in the month of August, Japan also surrendered to Allied powers. Right now, see when the World War II ended, started in 1939 on 1st September, end in 1945. As I told you, what was the important reason? What was the basic reason for the World War II? Hitler invaded Poland. Why was Hitler invading Poland on 1st September 1939? Because Hitler demanded port of Danzig and Polish border from Poland, but Poland rejected to hand over. As I told you, the terms and conditions of Treaty of Versailles, one of the conditions is that whatever the territories of Germany put under the control of Poland only. This is one of the term and condition. But Hitler wantedly asked Polish corridor and port of Danzig from Poland. Then Poland rejected to hand over to these territories to Hitler. So this is the reason then Hitler invaded Poland. So this is the main cause or the immediate provocation to World War II. So when was World War II started? On 1st September 1939 runs to 1945 when Japan surrendered to USA. Japan surrendered to USA. Clear? See, but during this time, I mean, in 1917, you well know what happens in the world. Russian Revolution took place. Why was the Russian Revolution? How many years it was prolonged? March 1917 and October 1917 revolution. So these two revolutions succeeded by the people of Russia for the formation of socialistic ideology over the nation. You know, till 1917, Russia is a monarchist country or not, ruled by czars. But after this revolution, the Russia became a socialist country in the world in the name of USSR. You know what is USSR? Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. It became a socialist country, isn't it? So this way, the Russia has to be upper hand after succession of this revolution. Then after this, the same ideology followed by the neighboring countries of Russia like Vietnam followed, even China followed, even today China is a communist country, follow socialistic ideas, even India also. The preamble of Indian Constitution clearly stated that India is a socialistic country, democratic and socialistic country, Okay? Because whatever the resources should be in our country should use for the sake of people, isn't it? So then the socialistic ideas which were inspired by many countries which are neighboring of Russia, neighboring countries of Russia. Okay, so this way it was happened. Okay, that is in 1917 happened. But the same ideology which is spreading towards to Western countries. Most of the Western countries were capitalist countries. America is capitalist country or not? Capitalist country it was. Even today also, this country has been following capitalistic ideologies. Okay, no governmental sector should be in America. Everything is private. Okay, because the country which is followed capitalistic ideologies since 1900. Clear? So these capitalist ideologies were not at all accepted, agreed by the people who were in the Eastern countries like India or China or Russia or Vietnam, Indonesia, isn't it? These two are the countries which are opposed to capitalism. Okay, in the capitalism, what happens? No people welfare it is. All the resources should be used for the sake of individual only it is. Individual. So few people has to get or overcome the resources. The resource should be used for the sake of individuals only for their development. But no people's development, no development of the nation would not see in the capitalistic countries. Basically, no social welfare should be in the capitalist countries. See, when the Russian Revolution took place in the eastern side in Russia, the same revolution may spread towards to Western countries, may spread. In advance, the Western countries or the Western capitalist countries like Britain or America or France requested Hitler to prevent socialism that is moving towards to Western side, isn't it? Why? Because if the Western countries become socialist countries, what happens? Then no individualism, no capitalism should prevail. Okay, individual people doesn't get profit or not. So for the sake of individuals, the countries did not accept or agreed or asking to come forward the socialistic ideas towards to Western countries. So in this aspect, the Western countries used Hitler as a preventionist. Okay, so he was prevented the socialistic ideas that is spreading towards to Western countries, Western countries like America. Okay, so this type of ideology which was prevailed during the time of World War fetish, World Wars. Clear? At last, the World War II ended in 1945 by establishment of United Nations Organization. This is well known for you. Already I introduced UNO. So what was UNO? UNO is the first ever international organization which is set up for preserve peace and preventing wars. Yes, no. For preserve peace and preventing wars, so this organization set up in the year 1945 by Allied powers only, isn't it? See, America played a vital role for the formation of UNO. America played a vital role for the formation of League of Nations also. You know what is League of Nations? This is also one of the international organization which sets up after First World War. Remember it. When was League of Nations set up? In the year 1920. What was League of Nations? League of Nations, it was an international organization which sets up for preserve peace and preventing wars. But it was failed. America played a vital role for the formation of it, but America did not take a membership in this league. Why? Because the American Congress, American Parliament did not agree to give a membership for America for a member of League of Nations, isn't it? The Parliament rejected to take a membership in this. So this is the reason what happens. America did not, America was not a member of in this league. So the rest of the countries who took a membership for preserve peace and preventing wars left out. Germany also one of the member of League of Nations. So it was left out when America was not a member. Then Germany left out and announced a war on Poland on 1st September 1939. It was an immediate provocation to World War II, I told you in the last class, isn't it? So, in the same way, after end of Second World War, the victory powers like Britain, France, USA, USSR, and China. So, these five most powerful countries in the world made a charter, made a document for the formation of this international organization. This is important. Okay, which countries made a charter for the formation of this organization? Britain, France, USA, USSR, and China. So these five principal allied countries who were victorious in the Second World War, they established this organization. Why was this organization set up? For preserve peace and preventing wars. In order to prevent peace, in order to preventing wars, this organization set up. Yes, no. In the beginning, this UNO which consists of only 53 countries. Only 53 countries. But do you know, right now, the number is increasing to 193. 193 countries should be in United Nations Organization. 193 countries are. Okay. So whatever the countries has to take the membership in this organization, all of them agreed to follow peace and also has to fight against wars, isn't it? The main intention of this organization was preserve peace and preventing wars. And if there was any conflict in between any two nations, so solved by negotiations only. What was the conflict in between the two countries? Isn't it? So this way, the United Nations Organization, which was set up as an international organization in the year of 1945 with 53 countries only. Okay, later on, the countries which are supported for peace and those countries who fought against wars has took the membership in this league or in this organization. So right now, 193 countries should present in. This organization has to be worked with the 6 major organs. Secretariat. Okay, next General Assembly, next Trusteeship Council, next International Court of Justice. Right? This way there were 6 organs are there. Okay, this 6 organs has been working under UNO. Actually, UNO was a big body it was, but this body which consists of organs are it is. Okay, the organs are 6 it is. First one General Assembly, second one Security Council, okay, third one Trusteeship Council, fourth one International Court of Justice, and fifth one Secretariat. So with these 5 countries, this organization has been successfully working since 1945 till date. Whatever the conflict in among the countries in the world settled by negotiations only. So this organization fit and working very properly so that the world hadn't seen Third World War. You know, there were 2 great world wars of course in the world, but no Third World War occurred because of this organization only. So this organization, which is working very fit and fine and working very properly, okay, with this following organs are it is. Each and every organ has been working, okay, for various kinds of activities, right now. So those activities satisfying the countries, satisfying the people to work on peace, to work on peace. Okay, my dears. Okay, tomorrow in the class, okay, we will discuss about whatever the consequences of World Wars after this Second World War, how the world should be, what disintegrations happens among the countries. We will discuss tomorrow in the class. Okay, thank you all. Have a nice day.